Dancehall we like.
Alright, let me tell you this.
Dancehall has different sides. Dancehall is like a person.
It's like you have a pretty garden with lots of different flowers and just different things to draw your attention. So that's just dancehall.
Without female in dancehall, it cannot be dancehall.
Jamaicans are awesome and special people in dancehall. Yeah.
Dancehall is always evolving, always changing. So if that happens, that's supposed to happen. Anything happens in dancehall, that's dancehall. It doesn't change. You have to accept it for what it is.
And we are here speaking about dancehall and the Jamaican culture of dancehall. Well, what you want to know about dancehall?
Big up on the roof there. 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 Full of shoulder, baby, full of shoulder. What a social media for you. Full of shoulder. One song go viral on you, Katana, yeah?
Calling your mommy, me the family way.
See there, daddy run sugar like you got big and go there.
Feeling like the birds are playing.
Take your time and go there, take your time. Take time and go. Pussy clot, take time, take time, take time, take time. Take time, your blood clot, yo. Take time, take time, take time, take time, take time. Yo, somebody jar on now. Pussy. Yeah. We are ready now. We are ready now. We are ready now.
Calling your mommy, me the family way. Under the rum, me see the allergy. I'm feeling I like where the birds are playing. Aye.
Daggering? Alright.
Daggering.
Wow, yeah. And the best part that dancehall dancing. Alright. Everyone loves speaking about Daggering.
Daggering is one of those things that it's kind of difficult to define until you see it. But basically, it's like simulated sex with clothes on.
It's a small segment. It's a small but important segment in the dancehall party, and I think it's entertainment for many, street entertainment.
It's what you do in your bedroom if I was Hulk and I could lift you and spin you anyway, or if you could lift me and spin me anyway. So it's 100% for entertainment.
Because if you start to dance with a girl, there'll be a lot of phone light and people. So it's entertainment. You're entertaining someone. Even if it's one person, you're entertaining them.
Because when you're in the dance and you start to dagger and behave like that, the crowd follows you. The center of the dance is with you, everybody goes to you, the cameras and everyone goes in that general direction, and people are, and they're very, people are very excited. So it creates a great deal of energy and excitement that pull people to you. So it seems to have become a very popular craze because of the way that it pulls attention to you, and people can showcase how powerful they are on the dance floor, both men and women.
Moi, je trouve que c'est la meilleure contraception qu'ils aient trouvée là. Ils font pas de bébé comme ça.
What happened is that about early 2000s, like about 2005-06, we had this daggering craze, this daggering phase that developed in dancehall. And we had songs, a lot of songs that went with it. So people like RDX and Elephant Man and these guys, everybody had a Daggering song or several. RDX had several Daggering songs.
It seems like it kind of started around the time of Charlie Blacks had a song, body, 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 now your boom, boom. Body, body. And then from there, I think RDX had a song as well. So I think it was bend over, bend over, bend over.
Back way, girl, I wanna pull you in a little.
Girl, make me push it in.
Yes.
Your song for the Daggering.
Dagga, 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 dagga. You see me? Like that.
Inna the morning, inna the evening.
Inna the morning. Dagga, 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 dagga. She need it. She want feel it.
And it was around this time where the whole Daggering phenomenon seemed to have really started.
The thing is, there is so much name before it becomes Daggering, because if you know Jamaica, Jamaica is a place of slangs, yeah? Before, back in the 80s, coming up into the 90s, we have rubber dub. It was the same thing. You understand, man and woman gyrating on each other, rubber dub in the party, but it wasn't so raw and wild.
Well, it's been going on for quite a while, from ever since, but it just wasn't so loud.
You go from to rocksteady, where it's rent a tile, where you have a tile like on the floor, like one of those tiles, squares, and you have two people standing on one of those tiles. So if you're standing on a tile with another person, you know you're definitely going to be close. You're going to be like this. So you just be on that tile for the whole night, and that's what they call rent a tile.
So everybody, like a couple, would be on one tile together, and that's where they rubber dub and wine and juke and everything just right there.
And the funny thing is, Daggering wasn't always known as Daggering. First of all, dancehall, that type of movement is something that has been involved in dancehall from before dancehall was even born.
I guess, yes, we started into dancehall. That's way before me too. Ska, rocksteady, reggae, dancehall, it's all coming down. It's our way as Jamaicans to express our sexual behavior in an accepting way.
Like folk farms, there's that type of movement. Like they're Jamaican original, like folk farms, like natural dances that have that type of movement in it. Because some of those folk farms are about celebrating life. And one of the ways that life is created is through sex.
Mais de ce que je vois moi, c'est déjà une hypersexualisation dans la danse qui est acceptée avec, je trouve, bonhomie, bonne humeur et humour, souvent.
Let me tell you, dancehall has always been sexual. It wasn't looking that way, but it sounded that way. Everything the artists or the DJs would say or sing, it was all about sex. Words were changed or pronounced different, or, little gimmicks would be there to say something about sex, but it was always about sex.
Dancehall overall is a very sexual language, if you understand what I'm saying. It expresses a lot of sexual language. So the artists, they are going to sing about sex. The dancers, they're going to dance and look like they're having sex. The selector that's on the mic is going to talk as if you're in some sexual position or whatever. So the sexual content of dancehall is the strongest, and that's what they emphasize most, basically.
Sex bring everybody come in the world, and everybody in the world is supposed to love sex.
Watch
Yeah, daggering, you know what a dagger is? A dagger is like a knife. See?
With the daggering, it's almost exactly how it sounds. Daggering, like like, you know what I mean?
And like a stab, like you stab with a dagger. So So I mean, the movement in my hand is similar to what you see like a party, right?
Actually, I heard that it was the selector that was saying, Daggar, 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 and this is how that whole style of dancing got the name Daggering.
Le dagas, pour eux, ça les fait bien rire. Nous, on trouve ça bizarre, mais ça les fait bien rire.
But like it's very in dancehall, it's very normal even if you're married to go very well with daggering, and that's very acceptable and that's very normal and very fine and very like that's okay.
It goes very hard for entertainment.
I remember being at a dance in Clarendon with my husband. It was early 2000, and people were daggering and they were climbing up in a tree, hanging up. The woman was hanging by her feet and the guy was daggering her, and the branches were tearing out of the tree. And so it was, and you know, we were at dances downtown, Pasa, and people were climbing up on the sound boxes and daggering upside down and Kiva and everything. So it was a huge thing.
So now, like the new generation then to say, has expressed themselves more, add more to it, where they want to juke you harder, or they want to slap you on your ass, or just be more expressive with it.
Daggering, you have to dip on the ground and everything there. You don't know, you have to go hard for have that image there, and get that impact there from the dancehall world. You have to go hard, you can't just, you know, you have to go hard, you have to do some mad thing.
I think sometimes it's very extreme. Yeah, sometimes it's very extreme. Like, yeah, you have some different dancers who take it to the next step, and it's very shocking sometimes. But I think sometimes that's why they do it, like for the entertainment, you know. And they succeed because we are entertained.
I mean, extreme is relative to your perspective. It depends on your comfort zone, you know what I mean, and their comfort zone. If the woman is okay with it, if the female dancer is okay with it, and if the male dancer is okay with it, then I guess I'm nobody to say if it's extreme or not. I can only like say that for me, like if I would participate or if, but as long as nobody gets hurt, I mean, I'm all right.
You have different type of person who do daggering. For instance, when you look at Marvin, he go to the extreme side of daggering. But when you look at MacGyver, the guy that call himself Macaroni, you see he do like the fun part of it, very clean, and do stuff that people like, whoa. But Marvin will do stuff like people go, ah, you know.
People have their own identity and their own personality and what they like and what they enjoy and what they feel comfortable doing. You know, they're free to be themselves.
Okay, like getting crazy. Yeah, that is when the selector boots you. Selector have a lot to do in it, you know. When you see dancer get so extracted and get so crazy, it's like just the selector bring off that energy.
Shelly Belly, yo energy, yo expensive, yo naked chat.
So when they call us out now, we would have to be going out to represent and to put on a show.
It definitely is a show. I mean, like, I think I might have said this in your last interview, but like, yeah, the dancers come out at night to perform. And it's like dancehall for them is almost like a theater, you know what I mean? It's their theater. They're like actors in the show.
I'm an actor, so I put on a show and maybe she'll like that.
Je trouve que c'est pas de la danse, forcément, même si des fois il y a de l'acrobatie. Et pour moi, c'est pas, là, c'est plus de la danse, c'est plus un jeu de soirée, un jeu qui vient au milieu de la danse et qui permet aux garçons aussi de danser quand il y a des sons de filles, des fois. C'est ce que j'ai remarqué.
Meaning, you have certain songs in the dance that plays. It don't can have a man dancing to these songs.
And you have to understand too, you know, dancehall, you have the female time and you have the male time. And the other thing is, female have more privilege than male because a female can attack the middle based on the song, and a male can only attack the middle when it's a male song, yeah, or a dancing song. But a female can attack the middle anytime at all. Any song.
Because you have songs from the streets like Spice would sing she want Under Fire, and you know Vibes Cartel would say Underwater My Girl. We put it underwater for you and things, so we're not gonna say a man come dance to these songs.
Under fire, me whole under fire. Body a burn me and him still a push it higher. Under fire, me whole under fire. Under fire, me whole under fire.
Mais dans les soirées, je trouve qu'il y a de plus en plus de spectacles. Ils montent sur les toits, ils font sur les escaliers, ils font sur les voitures, sur les motos l'autre soir. C'est vraiment, ça fait partie de l'animation de la soirée, je trouve.
Or if you look at Shelly Belly when he's dancing, look at all the weird shit he does with his face. You know, and Shelly Belly will he makes all these weird expressions, you know what I mean? And the females do it too. It's almost like they're taking on characters. It's almost like they're playing a role. It's almost, you know what I mean? The females will make up their face, they'll flash their hands, they do all these things. It's role playing in a sense, you know what I mean? It's almost like acting. It's almost synonymous to a play, to a theater, you know?
Selector say, the person they go harder than you, so you are going to just know, say, you are going to just go harder than that person there. What the selector tell us, say, I go harder than you, I just saw it go. So either you climb a house top, you climb a tree, you jump on a sound box, you get a bike, you ride it out. It's just like the selector bring that energy.
The selector is one of the main frame in a dancer, same like an artist, because the artist need the selector to play the song. The artist need the dancers to dance to these songs, and the selector need the dancers to catch that vibe.
If the selector stop the song and say, it getting too far now, it have to stop. So when dancer get so crazy and go on with all of those things, sometimes I just the selector bring off that energy, you see.
Yo, energy! Godzilla, go up on the roof with them girl there. Yo, energy, go over there, sir.
Yeah, but if you don't want to,
If you don't want to go, you don't have to go. You understand?
Suppose it's dangerous for you or the girl.
Yeah, you don't have to go.
You don't have to go.
Selector have that power. If the selector said none of that, it have to stop.
No, you don't just say no. You just don't go. You go a different place with the girl. So if they're saying going on the building top and you can manage that building top right now, you're going, I'm going to the building top door right there on the ground.
Or if you know that, that roof may be weak,
yeah,
you maybe go up there and you jump through and someone will get
so
hurt. So you don't make people tell you what to do. You follow your mind,
yes,
and your heart, and you picture what you want to do.
It's harmless.
We know our limit. We know the limit.
And as I said, I have seen accident happen, but those are just normal accident happen. But people won't just make accident happen to you when they're daggering you like that.
Daggering have caused many things. I mean, people hurt themselves terribly, you know. Broken hand, broken feet, you know, broken neck, you know. So we don't want it to get the extreme that people die, you know, dying because of daggering. No, we don't want that.
But normally accidents don't happen, you know. It's just like enjoyment. Everyone goes home safe.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people get injured as well too. But I mean, I've also seen people get injured in the circus. I've seen people get injured in a lot of these types of, it comes with the territory, because like I said, they're performers. Performers can get injured, especially when you're not, you know, careful. And then they don't really have as much safety nets as in, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Jamaica tends to be very concerned about dancehall. They were concerned that it had the potential to physically harm people. You know, they would fall and break their necks because they were climbing all over and the women were being thrown and the men were jumping on them and their pelvis might get damaged. They might break. There was one story about a man whose penis got ruptured. I don't know if it was true because of daggering.
Me no really no get hurt when at party swear. I don't really no get hurt like me no feel no hurt. But next day you feel hurt.
So ladies, remember, we dance with love, respect
romance.
And care.
Romance.
If you see me dance with a lady and touching her like this, it's not abuse or what do I call it? What do I say?
It's not dangerous.
It's not dangerous if I put my hand on a lady and...
No, it's not dangerous.
It's just the feelings of the song.
Yes.
It's just up to who's doing it right. So it has its like I say, has it good and it bad. Everything has it good and it bad. So you can be daggering in a good way and it doesn't look like you want to hurt someone or whatever. And you have persons who do it in a certain type of way where other people will think that, damn, she's gonna hurt herself or he's gonna hurt himself or they're gonna kill each other or why would they, do that? But it's just attraction and entertainment, basically.
In some cases, yeah, sure, people go overboard and people do things that they shouldn't do because you can see that clearly they don't have regard for the people that they dance with her because they do certain things that might hurt them or put them in like just human, certain little things where you think about like consideration. You see what I say? But at other times, that is not necessarily, for me, that don't necessarily define the whole genre. That just defines a person's way of operating or a way of dancing with another person. You see me?
No, it's no big thing for me.
You see, in this daggering thing, is not an easy work. This thing here is a serious job. You have to take care of your body. You have to keep yourself healthy. You have to feed your body. You have to keep strong. You can't just smoke, drink, and just feel like that's all. No. You will mash up your body. And you have to know when to take your rest them too.
But it seems to me that it's just one of the range of what comes out of daggering is one of the range of gymnastic type dances.
Il y a aussi des gens qui font ça plus athlétique, qui font un peu de... Moi j'étais prof d'EPS et on faisait de l'acrosport. Et je trouve que certains moments, les mecs qui montent sur la fille à deux pieds, etc., c'est un peu ça, quoi. Ça me fait rire parce que je me dis quand j'étais prof, si j'avais fait ça, les élèves auraient bien plus rigolé que l'acrosport normal.
Ching don't have nothing against it. Yeah, because daggering keeps the party alive. You have some people like it, and some people, when they first they see it, they're amazed by it. But daggering just daggering.
So the daggering thing in a dancehall have a lot to do with dancehall now because people just want to get to daggering part. The party can't done unless you have daggering of one.
Yeah, if you're in a party you stand up one place, they see a man roll a woman and start dancing with her and I run with her go over there and I run with her go over there. So that's excitement. Hold up a phone and go back out light, phone light, people that see. You have some people there who don't like it, but you have people there who like it because that's their thing, you know. They like to see man and woman dance. You have people go to the parties for that.
Jamaica has this conflicted relationship with dancehall. So Spice and Cartel released that particular song, Ramping Shop. And Ramping Shop is a Daggering song.
At the teacher. And a spy. Every man grab a girl. And every girl grab a man. Man to man, girl to girl, that's wrong. And them. All when a night, your pussy feel like sun hot when you're coming on the ramping shop. Make sure you know, be walking and a chat, ya chat.
So that song was released 2008, and so it caused a huge row because now the authorities are very upset about all of this daggering. The videos are coming out and the songs, and it's a huge. And so the Broadcasting Commission under Cordell Green, who is still the executive director, in 2000, the beginning of 2009, they issue a release that they are banning all things daggering. There should be no songs with the word daggering, no, and if it's bleeped out, they don't want to hear, and they're banning everything.
Daggering, you know that they ban daggering in Jamaica, right? We just dance to ladies. Yes. They say daggering is dangerous and a lot of things.
Yeah, but we still say daggering.
Yeah, we always say daggering.
Daggering is nothing disrespectful.
It's
Stop
not disrespectful
saying
thing. It's about
it's just
entertainment
enjoyment,
in the party.
fun.
You know?
Remember, I tell you, vibe. Just come to Jamaica, you will see. Yeah.
And love.
Yeah.
And them things that in the dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Meaning the name,
Yeah, you cannot sing about
daga.
that will not be played on the radio.
Yeah. So you have to say some couple up or...
Yeah, they try to use couple up.
Yeah.
If they play a song on the radio and it have daggering, it will be beep out. There will be no daggering. But they changed it and said couple up or grab a girl.
Dance and a couple up and party, pick up full up and man to man, everybody couple up. Sparrow Moscato, yes, pick up full up and a dance and a couple up. Everybody does a couple up. Party, couple up, every man to a woman party, just turn up and...
Well, the couple up is more like whining. It's more like, you know what I mean, it's more kind of erotic, it's kind of a little bit more sensual, it's like, it's whining.
Okay.
When you dagger
same way, you couple up same way.
Man to man.
But it's going to be just hardcore. It's like hardcore sex and soft sex.
So that's the difference, you know, with couple up, you know, it's almost like a synergy. You know what I mean? Both the man and the woman are kind of like in synergy with each other, they're whining, you know, it's kind of sensual. With daggering, it's almost like the difference between making love and fucking, in a sense. You know what I mean?
Couple up is somebody who goes together, a female and a male who comes together emotionally, dancing with each other. Daggering, suicide. Couple up, it's different. No woman not supposed to be treated like that. If you want to dagger the woman, it's good to dagger your woman intelligently. You can dagger a woman, but you don't have to treat her like a piece of shit. And if you listen to the basic songs, you will never hear no one singing about daggering in basic songs. Songs from the 90s and 80s, because it wasn't a part of our culture.
So they've told me that it's not actually dancehall. It's again a separate category within the dancehall culture though, but it's not dancehall.
Daggering comes about from Passa Passa days. That's in the 2000s. Our culture started way before that. Daggering never was around when Bogle was alive.
Like I heard someone say, if Bogle would see this, he would turn around in his grave. And that made me think, when the person said it, I was like, hey, maybe the person is right. I'm not sure if he would see this, that he would be happy with this, if this would be the thing that he wanted to accomplish with dancehall. I don't think so, but again, I cannot speak for him.
So it's not a cultural activity for our country. I only can see it as entertainment for people to watch, laugh, and said, no, too much. That's all I can see it as. So, My biggest opinion about Daggering, it's not part of our culture. Okay?
So are women degraded and objectified by Daggering? Sometimes, but not all the time. Not all the time. I mean, I think it's about your personality. I think it's about how you handle yourself. You see me? And for guys, it's about how they handle themselves as well.
So I respect the ladies overall. There is no disrespect in this. You know, the ladies, they don't feel disrespect. I don't feel disrespect. No one feel disrespect. But people outside feel like it's disrespect. No, it's not. It's just people enjoying themselves.
It's just the feelings. Sometimes you like a girl, and best way to get to her, I go dance with her or something. So you can be dancing with her, telling her something in her ears, or you understand?
You know, there's none that says it has to be degrading, or you know, I mean, it's about how you handle yourself. I mean, I don't personally say I don't feel like it's bad. No, like it's just dance. It's dance, and nobody not going to tell me that like another style of dance is bad because them dance and winding up on each other in their own way. Them probably would have just said it's sensual, you know, or it's exotic, or you know what I mean. So I think that classification is forced on dancehall because it's a ghetto thing, because of social constructs, you know, like people are on one end see it a particular way. You see me?
Oh, I choose the girls? I don't really choose the girls. The girls choose me. You see?
Yeah, the female them, if them not uphold with it, we male cannot dagger them. Okay? The female have to with it. So the female now look pan we and we look pan her and she comes so approach we can approach her.
I've seen Shelly Belly grab some girls sometime and I said no, and he has to leave them alone because at some point if the female isn't participating with you, you can't really do much. There's not much you can really do without a willing participant. You know what I mean? I've seen Marvin and Shelly Belly pick up females and they say no, put me down, and they have to put her down and go find another female who's willing. You know what I mean? Because you can only do but so much with somebody who doesn't want to dance with you, you know, and who doesn't want to do this thing.
Because in dancehall sometimes it's eye contact. You see, eye contact, it have a lot to do with dancing too. But if you not look on a female and she not look on you, you can't call her over. So once a female ready and she look on you, you can know say she ready.
That's really everybody's personal choice. Like, you know what I mean? If you don't like something, then I guess that's up to you to decide whether you want to do that for somebody else's enjoyment or not. Like, you know what I mean? There's plenty of females that I've seen there's plenty of females that don't do daggering, and plenty of males too. There's a lot of male dancers I've never seen them dagger. You know what I mean? So it works both ways. There's some dancers that will and some dancers that won't. And I don't think that there's any real social pressure for any female dancer or male dancer to do daggering if they don't want to.
The female them, if you don't want to dance with a male, that's your choice. No one's supposed to force you to dance with them. Okay? It's your choice.
I'm not really a big fan of daggering. I'm definitely not. I can watch it and see the tricks that they do, and I really respect the skill quality. But I'm not the type of person that would go out there and like to be daggered all the time. That's a choice that you can make, and I choose not to. But I respect each one's choice, so I don't judge people for that.
I don't do that type of dancing. I don't know, I just don't see myself as that type of dancer. Like, I want to, like, basically, to me, like, when I step out in my clothes and thing, like, when I feel like I'm supposed to, you know, like, I just want to stay clean and fresh. So, very swaggy, you know?
At the end of the day, people free for express themselves. You see me say, if you don't want to watch dancing, go watch football. You see me say, like, nobody now force you for watch what you don't want to watch. Nobody is holding, you know, a gun to your head and saying, like, watch this person dance. You see me? So if you don't like it, don't watch it.
Come on, there are so many things that we don't like that we will accept that you do it in your culture, right? So why then, if you don't like something in our culture, it has to change, but in your culture it doesn't have to change?
Each culture, each expression, there's places that has their own culture that we're not going to judge. So if you don't like our culture, don't take it. It's ours. Don't take it. You don't have to. This is our way of expressing ourselves. This is our way of unleashing our stress, our way of accepting each other, our way of just having fun. It's fun. It's not hurting anyone. I mean, until then, we'll see how we change it.
It's how people see things in their mind that cause them to look at it that way and project their own stereotypes and their own classifications on the art form. Because at the end of the day, it is dance. It don't make any person less of a human being.
Now, that kind of daggering dance is still popular in dancehall, but it doesn't create a lot of controversy anymore because Jamaica here and in Jamaica, people have moved on. You know, that's not what they're talking about right now.
You either understand it, you either appreciate it, or you don't. That's just it. Art is art. Not everybody appreciates every kind of art. Some people will look at the Mona Lisa and be like, oh, it's the most exquisite painting in the world. And it's like, oh, what is? It's just a woman a smile. Like, why am I need to spend how much money on this? At the end of the day, people appreciate different things. People understand different things. And just because you can't relate to it, it doesn't mean that it is something negative.
It's an important part of dancehall, and it is there to stay.
Dancehall is like a lifestyle. It's what we do. You understand? So dancehall is like the entertaining of our lifestyle.
That's where we are now, and that's what Daggering has become. You see me?
Shelly Belly.
Oh, I'm good.
You alright?
Yeah.
Oh, nobody said, no, we don't have to see you now. Just walk